This is written in a book of Machane Chaim. He was a student of the Khatam Sofer. Almost 200 years ago in Hungary. Khatam Sofer was one of the giant Ashkenazi rabbis. He is one of his students. And that's what he writes. Reformim dinam keminim. Minim that is mentioned in the Mishnah and in the Gemara that have no share to the world to come. That's how their status is. Shaleem ne'emar in the Gemara, this is what's written about them in the Gemara, in Masechet Shabbat, page 116, Afilu Adam rodef acharav lehorgo, venachash ratz leakisho, nichnas lebet avoda zara, ve'en nichnas lebateem shel elu. Translation. If a person is chasing you to kill you, someone with a knife is after you, some guy want to murder you, and you run, you're looking for a place to hide. You see a church, or some temple of Indians who bow down to Buddha, or any of those, Avodah Zarah, place of idol worshipping. And you see a Reform synagogue, and I want to remind you, this was written 200 years ago, in the first generation that the Reform started, meaning they were much more religious than modern Orthodox today, back then. We're not talking about today, the Reform. Every fool today knows today that they are worse than Christians. But I'm talking in the first generation when they took down the Mechitza and started to mix guys and girls outside of the shul and started to do all kinds of modern things and started to go to university, Moses Mendelssohn. At that generation we are talking about, you have a dilemma. I have to save my life, pikuach nefesh, life risk. A church, a Reform synagogue of 200 years ago. You're allowed to go into the church or to the Buddha house, and you're not allowed to step into the Reform synagogue. When you're going to die for it, life risk. How do you enter Reform synagogues today? How do you enter there, bichlal? Nobody threat to kill you. With a gun to your head, you're not allowed to enter there. That's Machane Chaim. 200 years ago, the student of the Khatam Sofer. Why? We have an answer why. שהללו מכירים וכופרים, והללו אין מכירים וכופרים. Those goyim, they are infidels, heresy, but they don't know. They don't know. What do they know? They told them Christianity is the truth. JC is God. That's what they know. So they go against the real God. They contradict the real Torah with the New Testament. But they don't know anything from their life. But they know. There is Torah, there is Ma'amad Har Sinai. And they know, and they rebel. So you cannot enter their places, even in Pikuach Nefesh. And Rabotai, I want to remind you, if you would see the Reform people that he spoke about back then, those are the speakers that you see today on YouTube. They were much more religious than them. All these university rabbis who I keep warning you from, include that one from Boca Raton. They were much more religious than them. And he said, you better die and don't go into their synagogue. And that's without bringing a priest into the synagogue. Without that. Just for being there. If they bring someone to preach Christianity or Christian pastor, if the student of the Khatam Sofer would see that, he won't finish the sentence. He will get a heart attack from pain. That's really the truth, Rabotai. Be'ezrat Hashem, I still hope there's always a chance, maybe, do tshuva.